Defensive backs are dangerous. They'll lock you up, hit you hard, and make your favorite wide receiver look stupid. The first defensive back off the board is supposed to be a game changer, a future shutdown corner, or a leader in the secondary. But more often than not, the guy teams pass on turns into an all-pro, a Super Bowl champion, or a straight-up legend. So today we're putting the top pick at DB head-to-head with the one who actually turned out to be the best, starting in 2010.
I take that as you're ready for a big night of primetime NFL draft.
Now, coming out of Tennessee, Eric Berry was a can't-miss safety prospect. Athletic, instinctive, and a leader from day one. The Chiefs took him 5th overall, and for a while, it looked like they nailed it. Berry became a 5-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All-Pro, and even beat cancer in the middle of his career. But for as good as he was, there was somebody better in this stacked secondary class. In the 5th round, the Seahawks found a heat-seeking missile named Chancellor. He became the force of the Legion of Boom, redefining what a strong safety could be, scaring the absolute crap out of receivers in the process. The safety playing alongside him in the Legion of Boom was also from this draft class. Earl Thomas made 7 Pro Bowls and was the perfect complement to Cam. And yes, while Cam was the physical guy who hit receivers hard, Earl Thomas was covering practically the entire field, and it ended with a Super Bowl win in 2014. Berry was great, Thomas was elite, but Cam was culture.
Welcome to the 2011 NFL Draft. Let's get back to some football.
Now, sometimes the first DB off the board is the right one, and in 2011, the Arizona Cardinals got it right. Patrick Peterson was the total package coming out of LSU. Arizona grabbed him 5th overall, and he made an impact from day one, not just as a corner, but as a punt returner too. In his rookie year alone, he scored 4 punt return touchdowns and made the Pro Bowl. But it didn't stop there. Peterson was named to 8 Pro Bowls, earned 3 All-Pro selections, and shadowed #1 receivers weekly for almost a decade. He was a lockdown corner in an era full of elite wideouts, and he did it without needing a loaded defense around him. And the crazy part too is he wasn't even the only great defensive back from this class. Another Legion of Boom legend, Richard Sherman, taken in the 5th round by Seattle, and he had a Hall of Fame worthy stretch of his own. Other notable names in this class included Jimmy Smith, a solid corner for the Ravens, and Chris Conte, who had flashes but never reached the same level. Sure, Sherman might have had a louder prime, but Pat Pete's been doing it longer, cleaner, and at a higher level for more seasons before retiring this year.
Welcome to prime time in the 2012 NFL Draft.
In 2012, the Dallas Cowboys were so convinced Morris Claiborne was a superstar that they traded up to grab him at 6 overall. But Claiborne never quite figured it out in Dallas. Injuries and inconsistency slowed him down, and while he eventually became a decent starter, he never lived up to the hype of being the first DB off the board. Meanwhile, just 5 picks later, the Buffalo Bills took a quiet, steady corner out of South Carolina named Stefan Gilmore. And that pick aged like fine wine. I mean, Gilmore did kind of have a slow and steady pace to the prime of his career, but once he hit his prime, the dude was just a lockdown artist and could stop anybody. He was sticky in man coverage, played with perfect technique, and rarely made mistakes. In 2019, he won NFL Defensive Player of the Year, something almost no cornerbacks do. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time All-Pro, and a Super Bowl champion. By any measure, he's the top defensive back from this class. That being said though, this defensive back class had some depth. Harrison Smith became one of the best all-around safeties of the last decade, smart, physical, and consistent for Minnesota. Casey Hayward, a 2nd-round steal for the Packers, turned into a pick machine and a 2-time Pro Bowler. And Josh Norman, drafted in the 5th round, had a massive breakout in Carolina and was a first-team All-Pro in 2015.
And welcome everybody to the 2013 NFL Draft.
Now, 2013 was just as deep. The first defensive back off the board was D. Milner at 9th overall by the Jets. But injuries piled up, his confidence faded, and by year 3, he was completely out of the league. All while another corner from this class quietly started stacking up a resume that's still growing to this day, in Darius Slay. Picked 36 overall by the Lions, Slay didn't make a huge splash right away, but by year 3, he became big play Slay for a reason. He led the NFL in interceptions in 2017, earned 5 Pro Bowl nods, and became one of the best corners in the league. And even at 34 years old, he's still cooking in the league right now, and he even just won a ring with the Eagles. And the crazy part too is, again, this class didn't just belong to Slay, it's so deep. Tyrann Mathieu, drafted in the 3rd round, overcame red flags and injuries to become a Super Bowl champ, a multi-time All-Pro, and one of the most versatile safeties of his era. Logan Ryan, Xavier Rhodes, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Poyer, all of them carved out long, productive careers as well.
The 2014 NFL Draft is officially open.
The Cleveland Browns used the 8th overall pick on Justin Gilbert, a flashy athlete from Oklahoma State. On paper, the dude had it all too: elite speed, size, and return ability. But once he hit the NFL, everything unraveled. Poor work ethic, off-field concerns, and a lack of maturity kept him glued to the bench. He started just 3 games for Cleveland and was out of the league by 2017. Meanwhile, Kyle Fuller, picked 14th by the Chicago Bears, didn't waste his shot. Fuller showed flashes as a rookie, but it wasn't until the 2017-2018 season that he fully broke out. In 2018, he led the NFL in interceptions and was named a first-team All-Pro. He was smooth in coverage, physical at the line, and dependable on every down. At his peak, too, he was the centerpiece of a Bears defense that ranked among the league's best.
The 2015 NFL Draft is officially open.
In 2015, the Minnesota Vikings grabbed Trey Waynes with the 11th overall pick. He ran a 4.31 40 and had solid size coming out of Michigan State, but he never became the kind of player you'd expect from a top 15 pick. He was a decent starter in Minnesota, then got paid in Cincinnati, and barely saw the field. But just 4 picks later, the Kansas City Chiefs took a gamble on Marcus Peters. And Peters, he hit the ground sprinting. In his first 2 seasons, he racked up 14 interceptions, won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and made 2 straight Pro Bowls. He's already topped 33 career picks, made 3 Pro Bowls, and was a key piece in Baltimore's and LA's defenses during their playoff runs. Some honorable mentions from this class also go to Byron Jones, a first rounder for Dallas, whose versatility and freakish athleticism made him into one of the most respected coverage guys in the league for like a 5-year stretch as well. And then you have Landon Collins, who was drafted by the Giants in round 2 and was an absolute force at strong safety. He had a dominant 2016 season with 125 tackles, 5 picks, and was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate as well.
It's time for the NFL Network's coverage of the NFL Draft.
And while pretty much every year does have a debate for who could be the best, 2016, there is no debate who it is. The Jacksonville Jaguars took Jaylen Ramsay with the 5th overall pick, and the hype was completely justified. By year 2, he was already a first-team All-Pro, anchoring a ferocious Jaguars defense that nearly made it to the Super Bowl in 2017. His rare blend of size, speed, physicality, and swagger made him a nightmare for elite receivers. Whether it was shutting down AJ Green, frustrating DeAndre Hopkins, or chirping at literally everyone, Jaylen Ramsay was must-watch TV. And the production backed up the personality too. Multiple Pro Bowls, first-team All-Pro nods, and was a critical piece of the Rams Super Bowl run. The dude was a straight-up stud.
Good evening and welcome to the NFL Draft.
Now, the 2017 draft didn't just give us 1 or 2 stars in the secondary, it practically gave us an entire lineup. At the very top, it started with Jamal Adams, taken 6 overall by the Jets. And early on, Adams looked like the right call. His energy, leadership, and downhill explosiveness made him a fan favorite. By 2019, he was a 2-time Pro Bowler, a first-team All-Pro, and racking up sacks and hits like a linebacker. But once he was traded to Seattle for a boatload of picks, the story shifted. Injuries, coverage struggles, and the drop-off in play made it clear. He was a star, but never a cornerstone player. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens quietly picked Marlon Humphrey 16th overall and found their defensive anchor. Humphrey has been everything you want in a modern-day corner. Physical, versatile, able to line up inside and outside, press at the line, and punch the ball out better than anyone in the league. In 2020, he forced 8 fumbles as a cornerback. He made 3 Pro Bowls, earned first-team All-Pro honors, and helped lead a top-tier Ravens defense year after year. Later in this draft also, we got Tre'Davious White, a lockdown machine in Buffalo before injury slowed him down, Marshawn Lattimore, the Defensive Rookie of the Year, who's consistently been New Orleans' cornerback 1, matching up with the league's best before being traded to Washington this past year, Budda Baker, a second-round steal, who became the emotional and physical leader of Arizona's defense, and Marcus Williams, who has quietly been one of the most consistent safeties in the league and has great range, great instincts, and is always in the right spot. Like, this draft was just an absolute DB goldmine, but in the long run, Baltimore came out with the biggest gem.
Welcome, football fans, to the 2018 NFL Draft.
The 2018 class had Denzel Ward go 4th overall. Ward made the Pro Bowl as a rookie, and when he's healthy, he's one of the top corners in the AFC. The issue, though? Injuries. He's missed chunks of nearly every season, which has kept him just outside that elite tier conversation. And well, because of that, the title of the best defensive back in this class goes to Minkah Fitzpatrick. Originally, he was drafted 11th overall by Miami, and Minkah's talent was obvious, but the fit wasn't. Then the Steelers traded for him, and he became a certified star. Ball hawking range, elite instincts, and a knack for game-changing plays. He's the kind of safety that takes away half the field and still ends up in the box making tackles. Since arriving in Pittsburgh, he's made 3 All-Pro teams, earned multiple Pro Bowl nods, and even led the entire NFL in tackles in 2022 from the safety spot. This class also had Derwin James, who, when healthy, might be the most complete safety in the league. Jesse Bates also turned into quite the superstar in Cincinnati and then got an absolute payday in Atlanta, and Justin Reed has been a consistent playmaker wherever he's gone. Add to that Jair Alexander, who's one of the NFL's best man-to-man corners and a cornerstone in Green Bay.
Welcome to Music City, home of the 2019 NFL Draft.
Now, speaking of Green Bay, in 2019, they moved up to the 1st round to grab Darnell Savage Jr. with the 21st pick. And I mean, hell, with Savage as a last name, he felt destined for greatness. In flashes, Savage showed why Green Bay believed in him. He had seasons with multiple picks, including a 4-interception year in 2020, but the problem was inconsistency. One week he's flying all over the field making plays, the next he's out of position or getting beat deep. Meanwhile, CJ Gardner-Johnson was making a name for himself as the best defensive back from this class. He can cover the slot, play deep, blitz off the edge, and talk enough trash to throw receivers completely off their game. In 2022 with the Eagles, he led the league in interceptions despite missing 5 games, which is absolutely insane. And simply put, the dude has been a tone setter on every single defense he has played on.
It's now my honor to announce that the first ever virtual NFL Draft is officially open.
Now, heading into the 2020 draft, Jeff Okudah was labeled as one of the cleanest cornerback prospects in years. Locked down top receivers at Ohio State, long, athletic, smart. Like, the Detroit Lions thought they were getting a franchise cornerback when they took him 3rd overall, which is a very high pick for a corner. But almost immediately, the NFL humbled him right away. His rookie year was pretty rough, and just as he was starting to find his footing, injuries piled up. Torn Achilles, multiple setbacks. It's been one challenge after another. But for the best corner in this draft, I actually have 2 of them. Trayvon Diggs, a 2nd-round pick for Dallas, came in with swagger and ball skills and turned into a highlight machine. In just his 2nd season, Diggs led the entire NFL with 11 interceptions. And yes, he does take gambles, yes, he gives up big plays, but he also flips games with 1 pick. And fun fact too, as we all know, he's Stefan Diggs' brother. But the second corner that I'm about to list right now, personally for me, is the cornerback that I think is the best from this class, in Legarius Sneed. In Kansas City, he locked down wide receiver ones, blitzed off the edge, tackled in the run game, and even slid inside to handle slot duty. He doesn't rack up picks like Diggs, but his tape speaks for itself. He shut down Jamar Chase, erased Stefan Diggs, and was a huge reason the Chiefs won another Super Bowl in 2023.
The 2021 NFL Draft is now officially open.
In the 2021 draft, though, the Carolina Panthers made a bold move at number 8, selecting J.C. Horn. And truthfully, much like a lot of the other guys on this list, injuries have just been a common thing in Horn's career. Over his first 3 seasons, he's missed more games than he's played from a broken foot that wiped out most of his rookie year and multiple hamstring issues that did follow. Meanwhile, Patrick Surtain, who went 1 pick later to the Denver Broncos, has absolutely taken over the league. By year 2, Surtain has already earned first-team All-Pro honors, and right now, he's the best corner in the league. When the Houston Texans took Derek Stingley Jr. with the 3rd overall pick in 2022, it raised some eyebrows. Not because of his talent, Stingley's freshman tape was absolutely legendary, but because of something that came after: injuries, inconsistency, and a lack of momentum. He missed significant time in both his first 2 seasons, but in the back half of 2023, Stingley finally started to flash that shutdown potential again with 4 picks in just 6 games. And don't get me wrong, I'm not thinking that he's a bust, like he's not even close to that, but he's still trying to put together a full season. On the flip side though, Trent McDuffie, who went later in the first to the Kansas City Chiefs, has quickly become one of the most versatile and complete DBs in the league. He doesn't rack up crazy interception numbers, but what he does do is limit yards, tackle in space, and step up in huge moments. In the Chiefs' 2023 playoff run, he was absolutely everywhere, punching the ball out, shadowing wide receiver ones, and forcing turnovers. This class also gave us Sauce Gardner, the Jets' shutdown corner who won Defensive Rookie of the Year, but because of the step back he took this past year, I just don't see him as the best from this class. Then there's Reek Woolen, a 5th round freak with 4.2 speed and 6'4 size, and Kyle Hamilton, the Ravens' do-it-all safety, who dominates near the line of scrimmage. But right now, at least, I'd have to give McDuffie the slight edge over all of these guys, at least for now.
Welcome to NFL Network's coverage of the 2023 NFL Draft presented by Verizon.
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks selected Devon Witherspoon with the 5th overall pick. So far, he has been great, but I think Christian Gonzalez has been better. His rookie year began with a strong showing before a shoulder injury sidelined him after just 4 games. However, Gonzalez bounced back in 2024, starting all 16 games and recording 59 tackles, 11 passes defended, and 2 interceptions. He's been a leader of a Patriots team that I'm very interested to watch play this upcoming year as well.
Welcome to the NFL Draft in Detroit.
And now wrapping it up is one of the craziest classes where Quinyon Mitchell was the first cornerback selected and quickly justified his high draft status. Coming from Toledo, Mitchell entered the league with a reputation for his athleticism, ball skills, and ability to make game-changing plays. In his rookie season, he demonstrated why he was the first DB taken, finishing with 75 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 12 passes defended. I would also say that he's been the best, just barely above Cooper DeJean. I mean, it's truly just hard not to love Cooper DeJean with him having his own song, getting an interception in the Super Bowl, and all the memes of him because he's a white cornerback. But I mean, just production-wise, the best still has to go to Quinyon Mitchell. And don't get me wrong either, because there were plenty of other stars from this draft too, including Nate Wiggins, Teron Arnold, and Mike Sandstrilli, who all had rookie seasons and could make a name for themselves in the upcoming years. Because that's what being a DB is all about, being loud, cocky, and locking people up.